Well, I've always loved the classics, all the old cars, and it must have come from Dad. When I was a kid, we always had an old car or a vintage car in the shed. But nowadays, these old four-wheel drives, they really do it for me. Especially this one. It was born in 1982. Now, it might be an old classic, but I've pretty well done everything we do to this one. I've got an old man Im suspension, shocks and a steering damper, an original 1980 style ARB winch bar, a worn high mount winch, and just for a bit of fun, back in the 80s we sold CB lights, I put a pair of them on. We've also got a GME radio, front and rear air lockers and an air compressor, and to top it off, an original ARB style sticker. I actually found this old girl in the backyard at ARB Caboolture. The manager there owned it. It was painted bright red, but I've had a 40 series since forever, learned how to drive in one. That trip around Australia, drove one on the cattle station all the time when I was a mechanic there. So there's always been a 40 in my life. After I've had this truck for probably 2 years, a few of us got together and decided to drive up the Brisbane River at Land Cruiser Park. It's nearly an impossible trip. Anyway, we did it, but we did a lot of damage. So that was the catalyst to rebuild it. But deep down, I was just looking for an excuse to make this thing just like it was when it was brand new. And that red paint, that was on the car to cover up the rust. It was filthy with rust, unbelievable. So I got a huge amount of satisfaction cutting out the rust, making panels, welding them in, grinding them flat, and then panel bedding them. For me, another great part of the rebuild was getting back to the original beige. And I reckon 3 coats have brought it up a treat. Before I got it, this car had been tampered with and it had a 253 Holden V8 conversion done to it. That was a really popular thing back in the day. Rebuilding the motor was great fun for me. Did that at home in the shed, and it had everything done to it, and it's gorgeous. Being around so long, I've been just about everywhere. My favourite location would have to be Cape York. I love all of it, but the best part is the western coast between Aurukun and Kowanyama. Absolutely wild, isolated and uncharted country. And to get in and out of that place, unless you've got the right gear and plenty of it, it's just not going to happen. And the thing I do love the most is helping people discover that they too can get out in the bush and have an adventure. It doesn't matter what our customers' ambitions are, how extreme they want to go, when we've done all that stuff, we're in a perfect position to be able to help them do whatever they want to do. When it comes to appreciating the classics, at ARB, we get it.